I wanted to talk to y'all. I don't have a specific topic in mind, but as I'm out here on this little hike, I just wanted to make a video because I love the scenery, to share it with y'all, and I just thought it would be really cool to make a video while I'm out here. So, I don't know. I guess what's on my mind right now is a conversation that me and my sister had yesterday. Um, I drove with her to school, and we had a 3.5 hour drive each way, so 7 hours, and we talked the entire 7 hours. And so we talked about a lot of things, but one of the things we talked about was Christianity, because she's a Christian. I'm not. I used to be, and then I realized it was bullshit. And so we talk about that. Like, I respect where she's at. Like, I'm not trying to convert her or make her believe what I believe or anything like that. But we did have an interesting conversation about that. And I've been thinking about it. And so if I remember, I'm gonna share some of those things from our conversation. So one thing is, all religion is based on the lie that human beings and God are separate. And that's just not true at all. The truth is, every single one of us, we are all just different expressions of one God. And what is God? Right? God is not an animal. God is not a human. God is energy. God is, well, I guess another word used in place of energy is spirit. But that's all it is. It's energy. Right? And so there's so many different directions I want to go with this. But if, like, just looking around here, like all these trees, the average person, will see a lot of trees, right? But there's only one source of life. There's only one source of life, and that source of life is energy. It's energy, right? And so God, what many people refer to as God, creates the forms. So all these trees are different forms. I am a form. You are a form. All of humanity. Over 7 billion, almost 8 billion human beings on this planet right now. Each one of us are just different forms. All of these trees, different forms. And it's God that creates the forms and gives the forms life by inhabiting those forms, or I don't know, taking up residence or living in those forms. I think that's a good way to say it. God creates the forms and then occupies the forms. And when this energy that we call God occupies the forms, the form becomes alive. Right? So it's because God is occupying this form that you're watching on this video that this form is alive and talking and hiking and all this stuff. And when what we refer to as God, this energy, decides to leave this form, then this form will die. Right? So what we call God, right, is this energy, this consciousness, this intelligent, or this conscious intelligent energy wanting to experience life in many different ways. It wants to experience life as me. It wants to experience life as you. It wants to experience life as all of these different trees. Everything that's living, that has consciousness, is God experiencing life in that form. The form is not the life. You can't see the life. Like, you're looking at me, but this form, like, this is just the form. This is not the life. And so, what we refer to as death is, hold up. Because my shoulder is getting tired from holding. Okay, let me try this like this. Just switch hands. So my shoulder was on fire. But so what we refer to as life, as death, is this conscious energy that we call God deciding that it's done experiencing life in that specific form. So it leaves. Right? And so that was a long way of me saying that, I started off saying that religion is based on the lie that God and humanity are separate. Like, every single one of us, we're all separate from God. And that's impossible, because there's no life. There's only one source of life. There is no life outside of that conscious energy that we call God. Right? So you could literally, I guess a lot of people got a problem with this, but it's the truth. You could literally say that you are God, right? Because you are. Like, every fiber of your being is infused with this conscious energy that we call God. This is why your heart beats. This is why your brain is able to send electrical impulses throughout the body and communicate with every part of your body. This is why your eyes are able to focus. This is why you're able to speak and form words. This is why, if you get a cut, your skin heals itself. This is why your body is self-healing. This is why your digestive system is able to digest foods and knows how to digest foods and break them down and send them through different parts of the body and eliminate them. This is why everything in your body functions, because it's infused with the conscious energy that many of us refer to as God. So that's one thing. I could spend a lot more time on that because I love talking about that. But another thing, so let me say, before I move on to the next topic, whatever that's going to be, so God does not create life. God is life. Okay, so what else? I've talked before about how religion is based on fear. Like, fear is the strength of nearly all religions, because it's if you're a good boy or girl, then you get to go to heaven, and if you're a bad boy and girl, then I'm going to put you in hell and you're going to burn forever. Right? So that just makes, I don't know how that makes sense to anybody, but man, it was something else I wanted to get off of that and talk about something else. Shit. Well, I'll keep talking about that and maybe it'll come back to me. But do you realize how how dumb that sounds. And I don't mean that like in a disrespectful way. It's just stupid, right? Because how can you not live in fear, believing that if you are a bad person, then you're going to burn in hell for all eternity? You could never live your life from the heart and be authentic as long as you believe that, because you're living in fear. And so everything you do is going to be fear-based, right? So, okay, but that's not the direction I want to go. I don't want to talk about that no more. That's not what I want to talk about. So if it don't come back to me what I really wanted to talk about, then I'm just going to end the video. So while I try to, while I just kind of wait for it to come back to me, I'll let y'all check that out. I remember I wanted to talk about just life in general. I wanted to talk about truth, because truth is the only thing in this life that can set you free. Truth is the only thing that can bless you and prosper you, make you happy, right? And so religious people, okay, I'll say it like this, and this is what I said to her. Just because you're a Christian doesn't mean it doesn't automatically mean you know the truth, right? So truth, if I use like metaphors, right? Truth would be symbolic of light. So if you're walking in truth, that's symbolic of walking in the light. And then lies are symbolic of darkness. So if you're deceived, then that would be symbolic of like walking in the dark, right? So just like me, I'm in this forest right now, and just imagine if I tried to make my way through this forest in the dark, right, with no light, right? I would get lost. It would be a miserable experience. I would get lost. It would be impossible for me to find my way out. And that's what being deceived is like. You go through this life being deceived. It's like just trying to figure out how to get from A to B with the lights out in the dark, right? So whatever you're trying to achieve, accomplish, goals you're trying to, whatever it is, right? If you don't know the truth, you're trying to reach that goal in the dark. You're going to get lost. There's no way you're going to, you don't know where you're going, right? So all of life is really just about the discovery of truth. Like if you want to live your best life, it comes down to the discovery of truth. Like, what are you trying to do? You learn the truth about that, and then you apply it, and you get the results you want. That's all it is. That's spirituality. Spirituality is really just about the evolution in the truth, or growth in the truth. Because the more truth you know, that's the more light you walk in, the happier you'll be, right? Like, it's impossible for you to be stressed out when you know the truth. It's impossible for you to be depressed when you know the truth. It's impossible for you to worry when you know the truth, right? And so, like, this is one of the things I was thinking, like, when I was thinking about my conversation with my sister, it's like, you're a Christian. And I don't say this in a judgmental way or anything, but I'm just saying, you're a Christian. You smoke cigarettes, right? But you want to be healthy, but cigarettes are linked to cancer, and you're smoking them. And you don't know how to get free from that addiction. Like, you're not smoking cigarettes because you want to smoke. Like, it's different if you're smoking cigarettes because you want to. It's different if you're smoking cigarettes because you want cancer or you want a cigarette causing disease. That's different. But if you want to be healthy and you're smoking because you don't know what else to do or you don't know how to be healthy, like, you're in the dark. And religious people are in the dark. Just because you become religious, just because you adopt a title, whether it's Christian or Muslim or Jew or Buddhist, like whatever it is, that doesn't mean you're automatically walking in truth. That doesn't mean you're automatically walking in light. You're still deceived. So, shit. Being born again, that's a term that Christians use. My hand might be in the way, just ignore it. But that's a term that Christians, what the fuck, man? Okay, having technical difficulties, my shoulder is on fire. But being born again is a term that Christians use, right? You don't just become born again just because you said a prayer. Being born again is a process of renewing your mind. Growing in truth and the discovery of truth is the process of renewing your mind. This isn't a one-time event like Christians say. You just say a prayer, you've been born again. No, you haven't. You're still the exact same person. Being born again, like renewing your mind, it's a lifestyle. It's a process that you must be consistent in applying effort, right? If I said that right, like you must be consistently putting forth the effort to renew your mind, to change the way you think, to come out the darkness and into the light, to seek out the lies that you've believed and accepted as truth, to seek those lies out, to go within and take inventory of your belief system, everything that you believe. Seek out the lies, everything that's not true. And then you reprogram your mind, you renew your mind to stop believing in that. Stop believing in those lies. You discover the truth, which, I don't know if that's the right word, discover the truth, but you seek for the truth and then you adopt it and then you practice it. It's not a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of living, right? So a lot of Christians, for example, they believe just because they've accepted Jesus as Lord that they've been born again. You haven't been born again. And so my sister, for example, this is why she still smokes cigarettes, right? She smokes, her nerves are bad, she's stressed out, whatever the case, and she starts smoking, right? But your nerves are bad because you're deceived. You're stressed out because you're deceived, because you're walking in the darkness, because you're believing lies, because you're not walking in the light, because you don't know the truth. This is why, and then you smoke cigarettes to deal with it because you don't know what else to do. Right? So that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff, I've been thinking about while I've been out here. And I'm gonna wrap this up because I just wanted to make a video about something. But truth, let me leave with this. Truth is the only light in this world. Truth is the only thing that can set you free. Nothing else can. No religion can set you free. Believing in Jesus does not set you free. It doesn't save you from anything. All you got to do is just look around. I've said this in another video. But Christians and other religious people, they get stressed out. They suffer from depression. They have anxiety, they worry, they live in fear. They have financial problems, they are overweight, they're unhealthy, they're sick, they're dying from disease. Being religious, whatever religion you adopt, it doesn't save you from anything. Being saved is a process of discovering truth and then applying that truth to your life. Truth is the only thing that can save you, right? And so I'm gonna wrap that up there. I had some other shit I wanted to say, but I'm gonna stop because it's cold. My hands cold, and I'm about to get back on my hike. But I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope, hopefully you watched it all the way through. It'll really help you if you did. But yeah, and hopefully, if you watched it, you learned something or it helped you in some kind of way. If you have thoughts on it, I'd love to know what you think. If you got questions, fire away. You know what to do in the comments. And I'm out.